What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer taking a look at a Constellar or Tellarknight or Constellarknight or Tellarknight combo. There's so many different names and we have so many different nuances, but I've been wanting to, do a video about this deck for so long. I just haven't really been able to find that next level, and I found a really cool video. I'm going to link it in the description. This guy's did a really good deck profile, like super mega in depth, and then they did a combo. The combo showed off if you only can make a rank 4, which is crazy, by the way. One rank 4 gives you a really good combo, but I've been theory testing and like, what if you just have one extra body? And I want to showcase that, for you guys right now. So I'm going to start off with Ascended and Arm Sage. Normally, if you guys watch this channel, you know that I will try to put this package into any deck humanly possible, but I actually do not even use the Utopia package in this. It just doesn't fit, unfortunately, but they are warrior monsters, and they're free level 4s, which is just as important. So I have not normal summon yet, which is very important. And then I can normal summon. Now, the unfortunate part about the Satellar stuff, or the Tellarknight stuff, they don't really have extenders, which is kind of hard to believe. At least inherent special summons from the hand, I should say more specifically. They depend on summoning themselves, like from the deck, which you can do in multiple different ways, or from the graveyard. Strangely enough, there really isn't anything from the hand, but that's okay. We don't really need it. So you can go ahead and go into the new one. So Tellarknight, Constellar, I'll call it CAD. I don't know how to say this. I'm not even going to try it. Let's call it CAD. This lets you detach material, which is important to be able to attach, and then it lets you banish a monster from your deck, and then you get to basically use that effect. This becomes any monster. I was going to say level 4, but Sheraton is at level 3, so this is Constellar Sheraton. You banish it and it gets its effect. So its effect is basically that it lets you add a Constellar monster. So this is the only extender in all of these two archetypes, in what I mean in a extender from the hand, where you can special summon itself. So this is Constellar Caduceus, I think, right? That kind of sounds about right. But this is, if you control a Constellar monster, it's a free special summon. It also adds a spell, which is really good. This card's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and special summon there, and that lets me add the new continuous spell, this Constellar Tellarknight. So the new support obviously tries to combine the two archetypes together, which it should have been in the first place. And then when this card is summoned, why this is so important to open up, like you definitely don't want to run a small number of Stellarknight and Constellar monsters because you want to be able to use this effect. You don't want to just activate this and it kind of blanks out. Now it also has an effect that lets you rank up, which is very, very good. Obviously it's pretty fantastic. It has to just be a different rank, by the way. But yeah, when it's activated, it lets you bring something back. It's kind of like a monster reborn. So if you only open up like some of your extenders, it's not as good because you don't get to bring anything back. But in any case, you can freely special summon. I know there's a lot that's happened there. You can go into Constellar M7. This lets you special summon over any Constellar XYZ monster. You may be wondering like why I even did that. I'll show you later. It's kind of crazy, like how like minimally it doesn't really seem like it makes a difference, but it's actually insane. It's like really important. But you can use the continuous spell. You can go ahead and target the new Tellarknight Constellar monster, or excuse me, M7, and you can rank up into Delteros. Delteros. This lets you detach material to destroy a card on the field, and actually you can destroy itself because when it's sent to the graveyard, it special summons a monster from your deck, which is absolutely insane because it is not a once per turn. So you can go ahead and destroy it. It's going to trigger, right? Lets you bring something out from the deck. That can bring out Altair. Altair lets you bring something back from the graveyard. So like I said, you do have extenders, just not from the hand, unfortunately. But you can go ahead and you might think, right, you're just going to bring back Delteros because I'm saying this wrong for sure. Delteros. You can bring it back from the graveyard, and then you can go ahead and link those two off and go into I Sold. It's going to do a couple of things, right? It's going to trigger I Sold effect. And it's also going to trigger your Delt, okay? So Delt's going to bring out something else from the deck. This time you're going to want to bring out this. These have the worst names, and I'm terrible at saying them. Tellarknight, Anukalale. Hey, who makes these names? But this lets you Foolish Burial a Tellarknight card from your deck, which is very cool because you can go ahead and send to the graveyard an extender. And this card is so good. if you special summon a Tellarknight or Constellar monster, you can special summon its back. It just actually doesn't even banish itself when it goes to the graveyard. Almost every card in Yu-Gi-Oh! When it does that, when it brings itself out from the graveyard for free, it's like, okay, well then when it leaves the field, certainly you have to banish it this time, but it's not true. So you're just gonna, leave that. This also has an effect. You'll see later during the end board. This card's crazy. And then you can go Isolde's effect for 1. So you can bring out Renaud by sending Living Fossil, right? Living Fossil's a rank 4 extender. This lets you add it back to your hand. This is a very common Isolde combo piece here. So that's going to go ahead and bring itself back. Now you can go into IP Masquerena. Okay, so I would get rid of this, the Caduceus, because it's a spellcaster, and I don't know, it doesn't actually really matter. You can pretty much send anything to the graveyard at this point. Now, this is where the spicy tech comes in. So because you had this 1 extra level 4 extender, this is like how far you can take it. So you can go into Spriggan's Merrymaker. You may think, oh, you have to send something to the graveyard, right? Like, where's this machine monster? Well, you'll see in a second. But you can go into Living Fossil here, bringing back the Altair, which is going to trigger the Altaran. These cards look exactly the same, but they're not. One's a Tellarknight, one's a Tellarknight. But because, a Tellarknight monster with special summon, you can bring back Altaran. And then you can change those into Ga Magician. So you may think that you can go into F-Zero. You could, but you can also do something really, really cool. You could bring back, what else? Delteros. And then you can link all 4 of these off. This 4 being the Delt, the Ga Magician, and the Isolde, and go into IP Masquerade, or not IP Masquerade, you can go into Appaloosa. And then, of course, Delt was sent to the graveyard, so you can bring something else out. It literally doesn't matter what you bring out as long as it's level 4. And then you can go into Tellarknight Ptolemaeus. We haven't used Spriggan's effect, so we can grab Therian King Regulus. This is a warrior deck, right? But no, like sneakily, very sneakily, that card that we ranked up into for free way earlier on is a machine monster. So you actually don't have to run any bricks for this combo. I guess Regulus isn't really a brick, right? If you grab it in your hand, that's fine. You just special summon it like normal. And that's so cool. Why is this a machine monster? I don't know, but it works out really, really, really well. And I think it kind of brings out a lot of the potential. Also, and very important, this triggers when you detach materials, right? It pops or bounces a card. You want to be able to do that whenever you want. You want it to essentially be a quick effect. It is, but you don't get to trigger it itself. What a better card to do that than Ptolemaeus, right? This is a quick effect during your opponent's turn to detach materials to special summon. Okay, so let's take a look at what all this interruption equals, right? This is an Omni-Negate. These are monsters. This is going to turn into Nightmare Unicorn, which is really cool. This is going to turn into Stellar Diamond. This is a bounce or a pop. But that's not it. This is obviously just an AI bot, so it doesn't really matter. But okay, so let's say your opponent commits something to the board. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and go into, Ptolemaeus effect is going to go help you special summon into Constellar Diamond, which is going to trigger the Spriggans or the Sargass. So you're going to go ahead and pop a card. And then also, once again, like I said, it doesn't banish. It's so crazy. You've obviously just triggered this effect, right? You've summoned a Constellar monster. You can bring this back. When this card is special summon, it lets you pop cards on the field up to the number of different XYZ monsters, light or dark. So you only get to do 1, unfortunately. If Sargass was a dark, that'd be crazy. But you do get to pop a card. So you get to pop 2 cards off of just summoning Constellar Diamond, which is really, really cool. So I can pop the back row, I can pop the monster, and then my opponent's going to, whatever. This is AI, of course, but I just want to showcase the full breadth of what this end board does. You can go ahead and go into Nightmare Unicorn, right? That can go ahead, like getting rid of this monster that gave you so much advantage, right? And bringing itself back, it popped a card, and then you can use it for Nightmare Unicorn. You've already searched 1,000 cards during the last turn as your follow-up. So your hand is already refreshed, so you have plenty of discard fodder. Still have the Omni-Negate, still have Appaloosa, and I still have Stellar Diamond after all of that interruption. So that is a combo for Constellarknight. I think it's pretty cool. I was actually really happy with the way I was kind of able to maximize these cards, get the most interruption possible, and maybe take the deck in a little bit of a more unique way than I've seen elsewhere on the internet. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.